Hey guys, what's up? It's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video because I'm just gonna be keeping it real and honest. Also, I'm gonna say it now. If you hear background noise, I am living with my parents. They are currently home and I can't tell them to stop doing what they're doing in their own house, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. But speaking of living with my parents, that brings us into the topic of today's video, which is feeling lost in your 20s. And boy, have I felt lost for the past few years now, honestly, and I just kind of wanted to sit down and have a real conversation about it. And hopefully, while I'm doing this, I can comfort some people because, guys, it is so common and natural to feel this way. Even if you're not in your 20s, it's just part of the human experience. So I am gonna get right into it. I first just want to say that I am 24 years old. So I definitely do not have it all figured out. I'm for sure going to continue to learn and grow and make mistakes, and I'm probably most likely going to forget this advice that I'm going to share with you guys today a few times in my life and then relearn it. So that's just part of living. The truth is I turned 25 in 5 months, and that is such a scary thing to me. When I'm 30, I'm gonna look back at this video and just be like, oh sweet girl, you know absolutely nothing. I'm probably going to wish that I was 25 again. Actually no, probably not, because being in your 20s is so confusing and it is stressful. It's stressful. I feel like you're at this stage where you're an adult, but you still don't really feel like an adult. Honestly, for the past few years, I've been feeling just a little bit stuck in a rut, and definitely been comparing my life to others. So a little bit about me. I graduated from high school in 2016 and I got accepted to school actually for fashion marketing at Savannah College of Art and Design, and I essentially dropped out very early on because I was not ready for school. So I took a gap year and ultimately went back to school. I got my associates, and now I'm kind of in this place where I also got my certification in holistic health at the beginning of 2021, and I thought after I got that I was good to go. I just didn't really have an interest to go back to school. And now I'm in this place where I'm feeling that desire to go back again and to learn. And I'm also in a place where I'm trying to discover my career. And I'm living with my parents at home. And so for the past few months, I've been feeling all types of things and have really been putting a lot of pressure on myself to just get my life together, whatever that means. A lot of this came from comparing my life to what I saw on social media and other people's lives, and obviously, you know, that never works out for anyone, but I think ultimately I cared a lot about what people thought of me. I cared too much. It's like these past few years, I know that I have accomplished things, but because I didn't take the traditional route, for some reason I'm telling myself that I'm a failure. I just simply took a different path in life, and that is okay. I think what's changed over these past few weeks is I have a different mentality, and I just really want to share that with you guys because I don't think it's a bad thing to feel lost in life. You're not behind in life. Who is actually to say that you're not where you're supposed to be? You know, and maybe you're the one telling yourself that. Maybe you're your own bully, which I don't blame you necessarily, because it is so easy to succumb to the societal pressure of taking that traditional route and, you know, going to college right after graduating high school at 18. After graduating college at 22, you're expected to get this 6-figure career. I have kind of had this awakening a little bit, I guess you could say. And I think the reason though I felt the way I did was largely because of social media. Because of social media, we are all constantly worried about how we're perceived by others. So it can be really challenging to show up as your truest, authentic self. I have definitely, if I accomplished something in the past, I have definitely been like, okay, I need to post this on Instagram now so everyone knows how awesome I am, which don't act like you haven't done that to some extent. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it is natural to care about what other people think of us, and ultimately we want our loved ones to be proud of us. But I think us as a society, we have definitely crossed a line, and I think it really starts to become toxic when I know I definitely have been in a place where I have based my self-worth on how others perceive me. We have access to everyone's life by going on a device that we're all addicted to. What people forget is that social media is not real life. I don't need to say this because I know everyone already knows, but we're all carefully selecting and choosing the parts of our lives that we want people to see. But isn't it funny that even though we know all this, we're still caught up in that toxic cycle of comparing our lives to the people that we see on social media? It's just wild. Like, why can't we stop? I think because of social media as well, we have trained our minds into that instant gratification mindset. So I know for me personally, I'm just gonna come out and say it, I am so impatient. And it is a flaw of mine that I am working on. But because I'm not able to just chill out and let things be as they are, I am constantly reaching for that next thing. If I accomplish something, it's like I don't even let myself enjoy it because I'm like, okay, what's next? What can I do next? It's like nothing is really ever good enough, and I think perfectionism also obviously plays a huge role in that, which again, we're working on. But because I'm always reaching for that next thing and I can't just be patient, I of course am feeling lost in life because I'm not enjoying the present moment, and I'm also placing such unrealistic expectations on myself. I understand that there's good parts to social media. I think there's a lot of bad parts, which I'm obviously speaking on, but you have to be kinder to yourself and you have to give yourself more grace. If you're beating yourself up every day because your life is not how you pictured it or you're not where you thought you would be, stop. What is that going to do? It's not productive, firstly. Also though, no one has it together. It may appear that way because, you know, what we see online, but I promise you, we are all just winging it. And I know that it can feel lonely because again, everyone just wants to post the perfect things, but that's not reality. Literally everyone is going through something. And also, if you're feeling embarrassed by any means because of your current situation or anything, please don't be, because I promise you, it's normal. You're experiencing the normal stuff. Again, most people don't want to show the real stuff online because that makes them vulnerable, and I understand that can be a scary thing, but I promise you, your current situation is completely normal. But I understand that because we see all this perfection online, of course it's easy to feel lost and like you're behind in life. Like I mentioned earlier, I think feeling lost is obviously such a normal thing and it's part of the human experience, and I'm really learning to embrace this time in my life. Even though I don't have it all figured out, everything feels so chaotic and up in the air, I'm trying to lean into this time because I understand that I'm actually in a really good place and I have a lot to be grateful for, and I have a lot of possibility. And when it comes down to it, if you're feeling lost, life is happening whether you like it or not. So Whether you're 18 or 81, it's okay. You are exactly where you're meant to be. There is no guidebook to life. I know that life is super messy and uncertain, but it's also a miracle that you are even here. And that's kind of what I try to remind myself whenever I'm feeling like shit, I'm behind, just obviously caught up in the cycle of comparing myself. I think looking within and understanding there's a greater meaning to all of this, and that where I'm at right now in my life, it's not that big of a deal. I recently read that the odds of us even being alive is 1 in 400 trillion. 1 in 400 trillion. If that does not give you an excuse to stop doubting yourself and just embrace the life that you're living, I don't know what will. I know how privileged I am, and I'm not blind to that. I'm grateful every day for this life that I live, and the fact that I'm in this cute little room talking to my camera, able to even speak this message to you. I have a lot to be grateful for. And chances are that if you're watching this from your own little device, you have a lot to be grateful for as well. My nephew is home. If you hear a baby screaming, that's him. But the truth is, we are all battling something internally, no matter how bad or good our lives appear. I think I've said this before, but I think we're all just trying to do our best with the life that's given to us. And so it's okay to feel the things that you're feeling. Like, you should feel those things. But one thing that's really helped me with shifting my mindset, and that's ultimately what it is. Like, sometimes you can't change your current situation, but shifting your mindset, it's the biggest thing. Gratitude has also been so helpful. And it's the thing that keeps me going and makes me realize I am so lucky right now. It's truly crazy when you change your perspective a little bit, how much happier you can be. The last thing I'll say that's really helped me get through this time of just feeling lost and like I'm behind is realizing that we are all connected. I mean, we all literally have stardust in us. So knowing that there's not one single person out there who's less than or better than me, that has really helped with everything as well, because I know that, okay, what I'm going through, it's just my own personal journey, and I'm now finally able to embrace that. We all have the same fate as well, obviously. People tend to forget that our lives are not permanent. I don't want to look back on my life and know that I was mean to myself for so many years of my life. It's okay to make mistakes. No one is perfect. It's okay to not know what you're doing or to feel lost. Be kind to yourself and know that you're gonna figure it out. Being in your 20s is really weird. I feel like because I felt all of these emotions of just ultimately being rude to myself. I can be so rude to myself and just telling myself that I'm not good enough for anything, or like I'm not smart enough, or I'm behind in life. Once I kind of shifted my mindset and ditched those limiting beliefs, I feel like I've been so much more productive, and I'm starting to see a clearer vision for myself. And I think that's just what happens when you're kinder to yourself and when you give yourself grace. I hope this was semi-comforting for you and just made you feel a little less alone, if anything. So don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I will talk to you guys next Friday. Bye, guys.